Did it connect, Joe?
Yep, we're good.
All
right, guys.
Hang
Looks like
on.
we're live on
Let's
the
make
YouTube
sure it's-
page. I got the notice.
There it is. We're good. We're live.
All right, so Rum Ramblings, this is going to be episode, 4 or 5, I believe. I don't have an intro this time, but we're going to talk about the Give Kids the World event. As you can see, we have quite the panel today. You got Carl with us, David Van Cleve, we got Terry and Adam, as usual, all of our pirate friends,
Arr.
our rum drinkers. Happy Pirate Talk Like a Pirate Day, mateys. So with that note, we were going to catch up and kind of do a summary of where things are at this point, what we've done up to this point, how many kind of days are left. We're counting down. Obviously, it's going to be a great week. Look forward to seeing everybody that's going to be there. Also going to be a great event at Give Kids the World. And again, that's why David's here, because he's going to represent the contacts he's made and all the knowledge he's gotten so far around helping us volunteer at Give Kids the World. So if you want, Adam, why don't you go ahead and start off with the summary and get us kicked off and caught up.
All right. So as you well know, we're maintaining all of our information at the ddcc.rocks website. So if you have any information you want to look up, we keeping our calendar up to date and all of our agendas out there. We're also putting up a small registration page that we've added there, and that's just record keeping for us so that we kind of can keep track of everybody. You're not obligated to do that, but it will help us reach out to folks during the convention, before the convention, kind of get an idea of people that are coming to different events and things we've got going. Just again, we've collected this information before, but now we're trying to consolidate it. We also have the Give Kids the World fundraiser linked out there. We've started our own fundraiser page for Give Kids the World. We're going to get into more of that here in a little while, but you can go out there. You can either register to be part of our team, or you can send it directly to people and they can just donate directly on that page. Generally, they close those out on the 31st of every year, but we were able to talk to a couple of guys that run the fundraising for Give Kids the World, and they're going to let our fundraiser continue until we tell them to close it out. And a couple of their representatives have said they're going to come and hang out with us at the picnic one night. And they may come and hang out with us a couple of nights at Trader Sam's or the Edison and participate in some of our shenanigans that we have going on. They like the idea that we were trying to recruit people live and going to do some telethon style stuff while we were down there. So we are now officially 112 days away from DDCC 7.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I know you guys are waiting to see me.
Which means we are under the 4-month window, clocking right along. We are getting closer to that 60-day window, which is approaching on what date, Terry? November
6th.
So again, if you want us to help you coordinate your fast passes with the majority of the group, you need to have linked up with Terry and his poor account. You're rolling your dice there, but you need to have linked up with Terry and his account and your My Disney experience before November the 6th. Because after November the 6th, you're on your own. Because Terry's doing it once.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, we will not be held responsible for
That's
your account if something happens to Terry.
That's a 2 or 3 a.m. wake-up call for me to do, so I'm doing it once.
In the event that your My Disney experience accounts experience any trouble or discoordination or disablement, we will not be held responsible. No one at Rum Ramblings will take any party to any of your discombobulated accounts or account experiences once you arrived at Disney World. Disclaimer ended.
Have a great time.
Just had a
called
question.
Account roulette. What else?
Just had a question on how you link up with the fast passes. You have to friend me on My Disney Experience on the app. If you're interested, message me on Facebook or whatever, and I'll send you what my name is, or send me yours, how you've linked up on MDE, and I will friend you.
So real quick, shout out to Darcy. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Darcy.
Arr. Drink to that.
Arr. Arr. Go find you some booty. All right, so that kind of gets us caught up to where we're at. Secretary Jeff is not here with us tonight. I don't really know where Secretary Jeff is. So we probably won't have good notes from this one.
He's been shanghaied.
He just got back from his adults only trip, so he's probably recovering. It looked like he had a good time. But if you see something you need us to add to the site, you need us to add more information, before you ask a lot of questions, go check out and see if we've thrown it up on the site, because we've tried to answer. Jeff has tried to update a lot of the pages and put the information current. That way it's there. And guys, this is the other disclaimer. We say this every time. If there's something you want to do, by God, go do it. But we're getting pretty full on our schedule.
Jeff's watching.
And because we're getting full on our schedule, what is David doing to his face? Is it his camera or is that his face discontort? Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. No, just beautiful. Just beautiful.
There was something going on. I was like I haven't been in the room. Okay, so anyway, that caught me off guard. Woo. So, yeah, guys, do what you feel like you need to do. We're gonna try to. I think the most of us, I know, Joe, Terry, and myself, and probably Carl and Jeff are going to kind of stick to our schedule that we've got out there. So you'll be able to find us pretty easy. We'll try to track you down if you don't meet up with us at some point in time. But again, enjoy, have fun, do your thing. But I don't know that we can cram much more stuff in there unless we decide to completely give up sleeping. So it's getting pretty tight, and I do like my sleep. So from there, I guess we're going to get into one of the things we're going to start doing on this is we're going to start introducing some of the dads. You probably know Joe, myself, and Terry pretty well at this point, and Carl. We don't hide much, nor do we pretend to hide much. We're just who we are. So I don't know whether Terry was planning on us going through the interviews or not.
Well, we can do us every other podcast, every other cast here. I think. More importantly, I think to get our guests on and maybe one of us.
Yeah, because there's quite a few new guys this year, so it wouldn't hurt to kind of do a quick summary of us. And
Murray said sleep is for the plane ride home. Murray will be the first one passed out in a corner somewhere. and just know, the first one that passes out, you know what happens at a slumber party. Poor Carl, he just got all choked up. And Carl
He's been to those slumber parties and been the first one out before.
What was that?
I said, and Carl doesn't really sleep.
Hell no.
I don't know whether he doesn't sleep or he's afraid to sleep around us.
Both, probably.
That could be it. Little hint.
I'll go sleep in my car.
That's why he's getting his own room. He don't trust us.
With a lock on the door.
All right, so I guess Terry, you want to run through the interview with? David is our first guinea pig for the interview.
Lucky me.
And then we'll go from there into the main topic for tonight, and then we'll just ramble and get into whatever we need to.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, David, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's David Van Cleve. It's pretty obvious and straightforward. Tend to go by Dave with my friends, so feel free to call me Dave. I'll answer to either. I'm just a Pacific Northwest dad. I live up here in Washington State. I'm about 20 minutes from the Portland, Oregon airport. I'm right on the Columbia River, beautiful part of the country. And, super happy to be here.
All right. I sent you a questionnaire before there.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And the reason I do that is some people aren't comfortable sharing all the information we asked. But if you care to, if there's no objections, I'll go through with all the questions.
Do it, baby.
All right. So I guess, what do you do?
What do I do? technically my job is stay-at-home dad, but that's a lie. I'm never home. That's a bunch of horse poo.
Bunch of hooey.
I've been stay-at-home dad for 14, almost 15 years now. So I guess officially my job title is professional volunteer, whether that be Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, 4-H. Right now, my daughter is really into robotics, and so I'm coaching a 4-H robotics team, doing First Tech Challenge. My son is a theater nerd. He just auditioned for and got a part in his 11th musical, so he's 11.
Oh, cool.
So he just got the role of young Simba in The Lion King Jr. So
Nice.
we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff there. So good for him. And so pretty much I do whatever I need to make my family run. So I'm just a lackey who likes to make things happen.
Good man.
That's awesome.
You sound like a chief financial officer.
Something like that. And, except I think my wife still handles most of the finances. I'm really good at spending the money, though. I am a financial planner in that sense.
Oh, okay.
The financial agreeer.
That's awesome. Awesome to get to spend that extra time with the kids.
I've been very blessed. There's no ifs, ands, whats, or buts about it. Just doing the toddler me swim classes to getting to help out in the elementary schools. I've been known as Mr. PTA. I have one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes, and I wore it at the elementary school like a dozen times last year. And I've gotten requests to come back and, hang out with the fun run or whatever. So it's what I do. Absolutely.
That's excellent.
Please bring that with you.
It's probably the most important question on the questionnaire. What's your favorite type of rum? Or your favorite rum drink?
This is a sad thing. I don't drink rum typically. I'm much more of a Scotch or a bourbon, drinker. But knowing the dad's proliferation of Kraken, I went out and bought some Kraken today, and that's what I'm drinking this evening. It's quite tasty, and I'm open to suggestions for a better rum. I am not discriminatory. I just haven't experimented much with it. So I'm looking forward to learning more on this, which seems like it's a prerequisite for being a part of the group.
we can certainly help you in that regard, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's 80 proof or higher, we'll consume it.
Excellent. Do they sell green alcohol down there in Florida?
A little bit. It's been mostly dry.
Mostly dry.
Yeah, but they have a little bit, a dram or two. They've been known to serve.
But they won't sell you 1.5 liters of it, where I can come in and make you guys some apple pie or whatnot. At the house.
We'll stop through the North Hills and we'll pick up a couple of gallons from the family.
We can make that happen. I'm well known for my apple pie, which is incredibly strong but quite tasty.
We'll gladly be well known for eating it.
It is purely a drinking the apple pie.
Yes.
It's basically moonshine.
Nice.
Well, looking forward to trying that.
108 proof corn liquor soaked in apple pie seasoning.
Apple pie spice, cinnamon sticks. Exactly. Apple cider. No, absolutely.
I am familiar with that concoction.
Excellent.
Down here in the foothills of we got family that live in the foothills of the Appalachians, so I understand that concept quite well.
Excellent.
All right.
What's a dad thing you do? I guess you got the T-Rex costume going on.
My son, once wrote in a 3rd grade paper. He had to write a narrative, and he was telling this great story about how he was doing the dishes, and all of a sudden, bam! His dad pulled his pants down. So I guess that's one of the dad things that I do. Is I have no problem pantsing my children and embarrassing them. I try to do that at home only. They're not very appreciative of that. I think pretty much everything I do is a dad thing. That's my whole identity as a dad. So
excellent.
Note to house guests.
No athletic shorts. I'm not sure I want to see any of your pants down, but if we start drinking, all bets are off.
Where's your Where's your love of Disney come from?
It's a great question. And I don't know if in any case, as an adult, I'm kind of a late bloomer to a love of Disney. I had a pretty rough childhood, and some of the best memories are like I took 2 or 3 trips as a child to Disneyland out here on the West Coast. And, my very first memories were when I was 5 and my mom just got married. And so their honeymoon, we drove down. And so I remember a lot of those old rides. I remember, watching Inner Space and Tiki Room for the first time. As an adult, I've only been to Disney World like 3 times, and they've been very short trips. The first time was like 2001 with my wife. We just were visiting her grandma in Florida, and she said, "Well, you've never been to Disney World. We should go." And so, quick trip. We spent 1 day at Epcot. It's the only time I've ever been to the international side of Epcot, and 1 day at Magic Kingdom. And, I was kind of looking at people then going, these people just got married. They've got their bride and their groom Mickey ears on. And I was like, who are these people? And I didn't know what was going on. 2009, my mother-in-law, for her 60th birthday, we kind of decided as a family to go on a 3-night Disney cruise with the mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and her family and our family. And holy shnikes, that was the best vacation. Those 3 days were just awesome. And we spent a couple of days at Disney World after that, but nothing compared to the cruise. And I became really addicted to the cruise to start with. And that was kind of the gateway drug. Started taking cruises on a regular basis. And then I had a friend in California that was going to med school down in Southern California, and we went down to visit him and go take the kids to Disneyland. And so since then, since about 2010, I've been to Disneyland at least once every year. And a lot of times, my wife is not a Disney person at all. She appreciates it. She'll go with me. She would rather travel the world and do other things. And so some of these trips have been solo trips. I've gone to the last 2 D23 expos. The first time I went with my wife. Last year I went by myself. This next year I just bought tickets. My daughter doesn't know it. I'm planning on taking my daughter down because she's a huge Star Wars person. And I know if I'm down there and, Galaxy's Edge is open, she's going to kill me if she's going to go. And I've had the opportunity to take my daughter down to California once before. We were doing Coasting for Kids with Give Kids the World, and she helped fundraise for them. And so that was her reward, is she got to go spend a weekend down with me. And this last year for my birthday in April, I took my son down. So I've done solo trips with both of the kids, which has been fantastic. And at this point, I just really love Disney history and the business of it and learning about, those original Imagineers. And I just feel like a kid every time I'm in the parks, and I just want to soak it up as much as I possibly can. And I will take it as much as I possibly can. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome. And this is your first DDC, right?
It is. I don't make it out to the East Coast very often. So, I found you guys through, the little forum you had on the Diz at one point in time, and, started following the Facebook page and mostly just stalking, and happy to know that there's other Disney dads out there that can appreciate that, this is one of those things that defines who I am and what I enjoy. So, I'm looking forward to getting to meet all of you in person and, share that bond.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and we're looking forward to meeting you too. What's the one thing you're most looking forward to at this convention?
I'm totally overwhelmed. Like I said, I've not really spent much time in the parks in Florida. Anytime we've gone to Florida, it's mostly been for a cruise. And so I might be able to tag 1 day on, in the parks, or maybe 2 or 3 days. But it's all new to me. I hear you guys talking about these places, these bars, and I've never done any of it, really. I've done Hoop-de-Doo once before, so I know what that is. And I've been to all 4 parks, but I'm looking forward to just spending time and soaking it up, and I'm looking forward to being introduced to your guys' favorite restaurants and haunts, and just being there and checking it out and having free time to do whatever I want, as the day goes. I'm coming in a little on the early side and staying a little bit on the late. I'm going to be there the 7th through the 16th, and I'm going to take it all in.
Well, it's
Hey, Dave.
it's awesome, and to be honest, a lot of the bars and restaurants that we like and we've been talking about are actually pretty new.
Okay.
Most of them, a good
Last 3
number of
years?
them didn't exist at DDC 1.
Wow.
So we talk like experts, but it's just because of the length of time we've been there, not because of the length of time years the establishments have been there.
Yeah.
So Sam's opened at DDC 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nomad opened that same year.
Yeah.
Geyser opened last year.
Yeah.
Edison opened last year.
Opened last
Edison
year.
opened last year.
You go back before that, then you had Top of the World, the Wave Lounge, and
Jock Lindsay's would have been 4.
no, it was 5.
That was 5 also.
Oh, it's
yeah.
5.
Most of them opened.
Wow.
The fifth one is when a lot of the new ones, all the themed ones, opened.
Yeah.
That fifth one. So yeah, I mean, other than the old standbys that were already in the hotels, like the Wave, Tambu,
Beer Garden.
Tune in.
those, even like DDC 3 was when Brown Derby Lounge opened.
Yeah.
So,
I've been to like 2 resorts. I stayed once at Pop Century, and that was the same time we did our very first Disney cruise, and it was after we got off the Wonder, and I hated Pop Century, going from the cruise ship to the hotel. And then the other time was at Animal Kingdom Lodge, where we had a 1-bedroom, villa, which was fantastic, and our family absolutely loved it. That was wonderful.
Best resort.
What's that?
Best resort, closest to the best park.
My wife would agree with you. That's her favorite park by far. So
I like your wife already.
I like her a lot.
Hey, David.
Yes.
I know you were trying to be politically correct in answering that question, but you could have just simplified it and say, I'm looking most forward to meeting Carl.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was an acceptable answer.
It's kind of an understood given.
Fair enough.
Right. It's like, David, the thing I'm looking forward to most on this DDC, other than seeing Carl again, is the Give Kids the World. So why don't I shut up and just let you talk about Give Kids the World, what it is for those that aren't entirely sure, and what we could possibly be doing there, and what brought you to this fantastic idea of us volunteering there.
I don't know if this is politically correct to say, but I first learned of Give Kids the World through the Diz, through their website and their fundraising efforts, and it really combines 2 things that are super duper important to me. One is there's a certain aspect of it that it ties into Disney really well, and the other aspect is just children and doing what we can to make their lives better and happier. And when I'm talking to people about Give Kids the World, I think the easiest way to start off with it is, people have no idea what that is when you say Give Kids the World. And I say, well, have you heard of the Make-A-Wish Foundation? And everyone I talk to says, yes, I know what Make-A-Wish Foundation is. I said, well, when a terminally ill child wants to make a request to go to anything in Central Florida, whether it be Disney World, Universal, or just go to Florida, or maybe it's Gatorland is the thing that they love and want to do. The place that Make-A-Wish sends them to is Give Kids the World, and it's this amazing resort, if you will, for Make-A-Wish patients and their entire family. They've been in operation since 1986. They've served over 160,000 families at this point in time, and as of right now, they've expanded a couple of times over the years. But they sit on about 84 acres, and they've got 168 villas, which are really like duplexes for families that are coming. So they can serve up to 168 families per week that they're there. And this is an all-inclusive trip that they arrange and they organize and they facilitate for these families. And sometimes these kids are in pretty bad shape when they go, and this is, and this is just giving them something to smile about, and it's a whole family experience. It's giving mom and dad a break from having to worry about doctor's appointments and driving people around and how to get there. It's including the siblings, the brothers and sisters that sometimes feel like they're kind of forgotten as all the focus is on their brother or sister who needs that extra attention and help. But when we talk about all-inclusive, you're having people, the volunteers from Give Kids the World, meet families at the airport and provide them, directions to the resort and making sure they have what they need to get there. They have a fully, furnished, kitchen and, within their townhome. They provide shuttle service to all the theme parks. When families show up, the default package of theme park tickets they get is 3 days at Disney World with Park Hoppers, 2 days at Universal, and 1 day at SeaWorld. But they really customize it to whatever that family wants or what's important to them. If you want to spend days at Gatorland, or you want to go over to an aquarium, or perhaps you want to go to medieval times for dinner, they will arrange all of those things for the family. But sometimes the kids aren't well enough to travel or go to the parks, and so they also facilitate having characters from all the different theme parks come to the resort itself, so kids can meet, Mickey and Minnie, 1 day of the week right there at Give Kids the World Village. And they have a bunch of activities there as well. It's not, a family, it's really kind of like a cruise ship on land. They've got multiple restaurants. They've got room service. If somebody wants to order a pizza, they've got a pizzeria right on site, and they will come and deliver it to their room. One of the cool things is they serve, again, it's all about making these incredible memories and taking these kids' minds off of, the struggle that they're going through and the pain, and, trying to give them the best possible memory and make them feel happiness, for perhaps the first time in a long time. And so one of the great things they do is they have what they call ice cream for breakfast. And really, it's ice cream as much as they want all day, where they open their ice cream shop at 7:30 in the morning every day of the week, and it doesn't close till 9:30 at night. And those kids are welcome to come back and build their sundaes, order ice cream, get whatever they want, because it's all about them this week.
Joe may not leave.
I know. I'm just thinking.
Not necessarily healthy. But they have a movie theater on site. They have a little carousel. They have horseback ride there. One week they bring in volunteers. They have a bottle of water there that they fish one day. Miniature golf and laser tag. They have this castle structure where they can meet fairies and make wishes. And then they have a party every single night while they're there. So it really is like a resort. It's Halloween themed one night, and they throw a birthday party for their in-house characters. But they try to take care of the families, and they provide 3 meals a day for the families while they're there at the parks. They provide transportation to the theme parks. They pretty much do everything, and they've got 2 different pools on site plus a splash zone. And because a lot of these kids are not as require like a wheelchair, they make those splash areas and those play areas. They try to be as inclusive as possible. So all in all, it's just a place where go to really just have a fantastic time and enjoy life and give their families a break from the pain and suffering that they've been experiencing for a while. So I think we can all drink to that.
Absolutely.
So that's my spiel about Give Kids the World. And so so I've fundraised for them a couple of times through different events. Coaching for Kids is a fundraiser where I've done, and you guys have, I know some of the DisDads have contributed to my fundraising there, where essentially the idea was Cedar Fair Parks would give you a ticket to their roller coaster park, so you could go to Cedar Point or Knott's Berry Farm, and if you raised a certain amount, you could just sit on a roller coaster and ride it continuously all day. That roller coaster car was just reserved for you, and you could get off and do other parks, but it was just a fun fundraising thing. And the second year that I did that down in California, my daughter and I were the top fundraisers out of the entire park, in large part because of your guys' help. And so I've been plugged in for them for a while. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wearing my Give Kids the World shirt.
Awesome.
We're representing. And so when the next time I go down is if I wanted to make it a point that we're going to take a day and go over and volunteer at Give Kids the World. And so it was just one of those things that I wanted to ask if you guys had ever considered. And I was more than happy to organize and make happen because I look forward to going and visiting. And, I'm pretty much willing to do anything someone asks. Again, it goes back to my job title. I'm a professional volunteer. I'm used to helping. I'm used to doing grunt work. And I love making kids happy and being helpful. And so I was really, super excited when you guys said, sure, that sounds like a great idea. And so we're all set at this point in time. We're going to be there on Monday morning. We need to check in at about 7, and we're working the breakfast shift from 7 to 11. And we've reserved 20 spots for DisDads right now. We've got 15 people who've RSVP'd. So I've got 5 open spots, and if those fill up, we can always ask for more. And essentially, I've asked them, what should we expect to be doing or volunteering? And they've told me, we don't really know. It depends on what our needs are that day when you guys show up. But most likely, I've requested that as a DIS group that we volunteer together as a group, so that we're not split up all over the resort. Although that would be fine by my means as well.
Sure.
But to go in as a group, and so most likely we'll be working in the main restaurant or one of the restaurants for breakfast. And when I've talked to the volunteer coordinator there, I've asked, well, does that mean we might be bussing tables? Will we be serving food? Will we be preparing food, taking orders? What should I tell people to expect? And her response was yes to all of those. It all depends. Yeah. So, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to show up and with smiles on our faces, and we're going to help out and do what needs to be done. So, what questions do you guys have?
That's fantastic. That
was a great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anybody's gone through and done everybody that's volunteering should have already gone through and done the
request form
registration with Give Kids the World.
Yep.
Where you have to register just so they can do a quick background check on you and that. You're probably getting the updates on their weekly updates on their job needs and that, but that gives a great insight to all the different volunteer positions that could be available to you. I know we're probably being kept more as a group. Some of us be split off. It depends on their needs. But it's everything from ice cream scooper to cook to janitor to tram driver to shuttle driver.
The entire operation is dependent upon volunteers, and they use lots of volunteers locally on a regular, ongoing basis. All of their ride operators, all of their characters, almost everyone there is volunteer. And so if you're down there on a regular basis or you live in the area, they would love to have you volunteer, and you could get plugged into any of those types of things. And that was, I guess, the other thing I wanted to point out is any of you that are going to Florida, even if you're not going into DDCC, if you're just going on a regular trip, you can give them a call and say, hey, we're coming down with the family, and arrange to go and spend, an afternoon or a morning there. If you're so inclined, I'm not going to, make you by any means, but if that's something that interests you, they're always looking for volunteers. And if you go to their website, they've got a list. It's like 8 pages long of different jobs, but it is almost every single job there is available for a volunteer to do. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I did some homework a little bit as well, and like you said, there's tram drivers, there's bus drivers, there's delivery guys, right? So you're delivering surprise packages and things to rooms, you're cleaning rooms, you got the whole kitchen and food service side of the business, the rides and the pool monitors and all that stuff. Obviously, they have to have certified lifeguards. Yeah, thank you. Around the pool, but as far as all the other activities around laundry facilities, anything that would make that place operate, imagine that's a volunteerable job. And like David said, they're welcome anytime you can be there. I think with most of their shifts are typically a 4-hour shift, right?
Yep, I believe so.
So if you've ever been curious about going, and I know I have, so I want to speak for myself and probably a few other guys, it's often been thought about. We've all known about it for the most part, but we've just never taken the opportunity. And I personally want to thank you, David, for teeing that up and driving us to actually doing it this year. Because as you can tell, it's DDC 7. We've done this 6 years in a row, and this is the first year we've actually gone outside of our own activities and decided to go do something at Give Kids a World. So again, thank you for that.
And we're hoping to take this up a notch and make this part of, at least an biannual, if not annual, part of our activities down there. Do we want to get into the fundraiser pieces of this now?
Yeah, why not?
I think
I'd love
so.
to.
I think that might be a good, excellent segue to go in and get you guys talking about the fundraising ideas and get Carl talking about his awesome idea here.
So let's lay out the first piece of this, and then because that it's the fundraising page for Give Kids the World that we've got stood up. If you look at the ddcc.rocks website, we've got a link out there for you to go to. We can post that in the show notes, or we can post this out in the thing here. That's going to be our volunteer page. That's for collecting funds. We decided to go the route of using the Give Kids the World fundraising page so that we did not have to collect money. We didn't want to be in charge of collecting and then redistributing funds. That way, just so there's no question about integrity. I don't think anybody really would, but just in case, some of you guys that don't know us that well, what are these yahoos doing with this and whatever. So this way, every dime that gets collected goes directly to Give Kids the World through their fundraising efforts and through their stuff. So we never collect or touch your money or touch any of the money that's being raised. All right. So we're going to come up with some activities around that. We're going to get into the auction piece here in a second, but we're going to come up with some activities while we're down there. And we're going to do things, and when we hit certain goal levels, we're going to do certain things for sheer entertainment value. And we will continue to live stream more and more of the entertainment value, the more and more you guys donate. So the more and more that gets donated, and if we hit goals before we get down there, then we'll have a laundry list of things that we'll have to do when we get there, and we will video it and we'll post it. We will make complete idiots of ourselves if we have to, if this goes well. I think I set our goal as $3,500. That's a little high for some things, but that's not that high for a lot of things. I mean, some of these organizations out there have raised, $10,000 in a day. I think the last one that the Diz did, they did $100,000 in a 24-hour period. Of course, they also have, probably a few 100,000 listeners. But I think I looked the other day, we have 300 and something folks on our Facebook page or better. If everybody kicked in $10, woohoo, we're there. Right. So, that was kind of my thinking. So between now and, is it January the 14th or is it the 15th? 14th?
16th we're there, so we'll probably end things on the 14th, I'm thinking. But
what day is it? Is it the 16th that we're at Give Kids the World?
I think it's the 14th that we're there.
I thought it was the 14th. So the day of the 14th is, when we finish up that night, because the 13th is our official end of the DDCC. When we get done at the end of the day on the 14th, we will let them close it out. We're going to do a little live cast with everybody at the end of that day and kind of tell you our responses, our emotions, our feelings about that, and wrap it up. And one last plea for donations. And after that, we'll close it out unless somebody lets us know. So we want to try to collect as much as we can. So guys, we really want you to think about, put a couple of bucks aside here and there.
So what? Sorry, what we're talking about is two types of fundraising, right? One is going to be levels of make us do things. We get certain donations, we'll do certain things in that, and at certain levels it'll trigger other
There's
things.
Some advertising space on Terry's head.
Yeah. We'll get it. We'll do anything for donations while we're down there, as long as it's legal and won't get us banned from Disney.
Yeah, nothing that puts Feeney over the edge.
Yeah.
Well, that don't take much.
$5 per trip on the teacups, right?
Now,
So
we're
Adam
not
is
going
right.
to go get our face painted if you're going to donate $1.
No.
You know, whatever it is you ask us to do, we'll do as long as the dollar value makes sense. Like, we're not going to go buy you a $20 item for a $5 donation. Doesn't work that way. But you know what I mean. The other thing we're going to be doing along the way is a fundraising auction, and Carl's handling that.
Let me add one thing to that while you're saying it.
Yeah.
Again, collecting the money for the auction will be based on you making the donation to Give Kids the World. Whatever the total the item sells for, if we deal through with the auction, you will donate that money to Give Kids the World. We will send the confirmation that you did that donation to the individual, and then the items will ship out. We're not getting in the middle of all that. We're just setting up and facilitating and acting like idiots on camera.
Yeah. So, speaking of idiots on camera, why don't we turn it over to Carl here,
Yes.
and he can talk about the auction.
Turning it over to the village idiot. All right, Adam, you pulled this up. What was the last time we did the auction? 13.
Yes.
So I believe we've done this in the past once or twice, and I believe the last one was in 2013. And basically, what we're looking to do is, Dad's going to come on. He's going to have something he wants to donate up for auction. Disney related, doesn't necessarily have to be Disney related, but yeah, they're gonna say, okay, I want to donate this item, and in doing so, basically what they're doing is, like Adam said, they're agreeing to donate the item and ship the item to the winning bidder. Whoever the highest bidder is, that item will leave directly from whoever's donating it. They will mail it out to the winning bidder once everything's said and done.
So you're kind of putting a call out for items, eh? Items that people would like to donate, and remember, they should be of a certain value that you think it's going to raise. It's not just whatever in your collection you don't want. But be it Disney related or not Disney related, if you think it's something that our group of awesome dads will bid on, throw it in there, eh?
And
sorry about that.
So Carl, what we talked about was we're going to collect a list of items, of potential auction items, and we're going to preview that list, and then make a decision on whether we're going to pursue moving forward. Basically, guys, you got to come up with enough good stuff that warrants the time and effort to go through and manage things, because if you don't manage it, if you don't give us enough good stuff to make it worth the time to post it and list it and deal with all the hassle, then it's not going to make any money and it's not going to be part of the thing. I think Jason or somebody just pinged something somewhere. I don't know where it went, that said that, something about the Give Kids the World not having an auction site. No, they don't. We're kind of going to make this work. They don't
have an auction site, but we'll be posting pictures, and we'll be hosting the auction part of it. It's just your payment will go to the Give Kids the World site
directly.
The
it will look like a donation.
Yeah,
right.
But through the link that Adam provides,
your payment
has set up.
Your payment will be once we see that you made a donation in the amount that you agreed to pay for the item on the Give Kids the World site, or you can send that confirmation that you get to the individual themselves. Then they can ship the item out. That's how we're going to do it. We're not going to try to run. We talked about trying to run some third-party auction sites. We talked about trying to do a bunch of stuff. If we do that, then we have to collect the money. We have to take fees out of the money to pay for stuff, or we have to cover fees ourselves. And that's just time, effort, and money that doesn't go to Give Kids the World. If we do it the way we're talking about doing it, we're not involved as money changers.
What we're looking at doing is we're just going to open up a new Facebook group private to this auction, and we're going to list it instead of clogging up the dad page. We're going to start a new page, invite everybody into that page, and the auction will take place on that specific page. I think we decided Facebook was our best option, right, guys? Is that what we?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so. There's a few that aren't on there, but
we can facilitate
but
things
Doc
that
will
way.
be down there with us, so I think that you're right. That's the best way to do it, Carl.
All right. So basically, what we're gonna, I believe we have somebody here that's pretty good with Word doc forms. We will be posting that to the dad site, and we'll try to get a link over to the disc with that. I believe Adam's pretty good, decent with them things. And he's going to post a document, which will basically, you'll be able to edit, if you have something to donate, instead of trying to email to me, Adam, Ferry, Joe. We'll just do a document. You can list, and that's going to give us a good idea of what's being listed. You can just say your name, I have this item, X amount of value, estimated value of what it will be.
Yeah, we won't collect pictures right now. We're just getting an inventory list.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we're just collecting a list now.
And I'll make it like I'll make it a web form.
Jason was asking if the page will be public so that we can share outside the group for bidders. The issue we have with that is if we open it up as a public page to everybody to bid, and it gets out to somebody that has no intention at all of actually paying to Give Kids the World, then we've got an issue with that. That's one of the reasons why we've been making it a non-public page. But if you know people that want to bid on it,
we'll add them to that page.
Yeah.
Your brother-in-law or your family member, you have a close friend, and you're sure that they'll bid and stuff like that. We'll be more than happy to add them to that page so that they can bid on an item.
Murray's asking about the whole birthday thing, credit thing. Yes, if you sign up for an account at Give Kids the World and then link your account to our fundraising group, it will be listed as donations from you or through you as your individual fundraising page as a part of our group. So it's kind of a tiered thing. But you got to make sure that once you sign up for an account at Give Kids the World, you join the DisDads Club group, and make sure you look for the DisDads Club group.
Yeah. So Murray, that's a fantastic idea to look at donations like that. And remember, if you are doing that for your birthday and you do link it to the DisDads group there that Adam's created, that all helps us reach those tier levels that get us to do stupid stuff.
Yep.
When we're down there. So
yeah, and we'll have the private page where anybody can ask to join. Jeff put that out there. We're not going to lock it down where we won't let people in there. If somebody requests to join, we're going to let them join, or let them see it. That way it can go through. We were afraid that would get into a whole lot of stuff, and we didn't want people, so-and-so won this auction, and they mail something to them, and then somebody don't make the donation, or things don't happen. Again, you guys are going to kind of drive what we do with this auction based on if you come up with good stuff that we can auction off. I mean, it won't do us any good to have, 50 vinyl masons that we auction off for $2 a pop. Yeah. It's not going to happen. Now, if somebody wants to auction off park tickets, that's $100, $200 a pop. That's great. Or a weekend stay at a DVC resort. Hey, that's a good thing. or collectible art. I've got some like frame full pin collections that I thought about putting up. Those things are rare. They don't make them anymore. Somebody might be interested in that.
Seasonal items, private party items, stuff, anything.
And Terry and Joe and I talked about the idea, we might go to Trader Sam's one night and drink down a Nautilus, and we'll auction that Nautilus off right there while we're sitting at the table.
Yeah, if you want to collect some of those souvenir glasses, we're going to make a tour around Disney Springs. We'll hit some of the other bars and pubs and see what else is out there. Obviously, if you'd like to have any one of those,
deal. You guys have got to be willing to pony up for that, because that's otherwise me and Joe and Terry might as well just make a $50 donation and not have to give Disney the $50.
Right.
Yeah, if we're auctioning off a Nautilus glass signed by the famous Tikis here, then you've got to at least cover the cost of the Nautilus glass, and we'll be happy to ship it to you.
Or Krakatoa.
We're not auctioning that off for $5.
No. So there's a few things like that, and you can, if you say, hey, I want you to be my personal shopper for the next hour, and you want to give us your credit card number and you want to make a big donation, we'll go pick up anything and everything. We'll run over all around the parks. If there's things that, and you guys can kind of run this, if there's drinking for a reason, is kind of the idea behind this. If you want to see how many Mickey bars Joe can eat in a 15-minute span,
I do. I want to break him, and I want to break Carl on Dole Whips. I don't know if it can be done, but either a Dole Whip machine or Carl is going to break.
I'm in.
So we can, one of the things we talked about doing is that we would open a 30-minute window, and every time somebody donated $10, Joe would eat a Mickey bar.
Yeah.
And so if in that 30-minute window, if we get $300 donated, Joe's going to eat 30 Mickey bars.
It will be a sight to see.
We might raise that up. Those are the kind of things we're thinking about doing. We may have a pool where you see how many Dole Whips Carl can eat, or as long as people are making donations, Carl will sit there and eat Dole Whips.
Right.
Until the donations stop. Terry will drink straight rum until he passes out. I do like the idea of putting advertisement on Terry's head. We can write messages on Terry's head and he can walk around.
This space release.
Yeah.
What about going to one of the resort spas and having someone get their back waxed?
Sure.
Hey,
we'll do anything for the right amount of money.
Right.
Well,
anything legal and doesn't get us kicked off property or banned from Disney, we will do.
We were talking about getting our faces painted up, like various animals, and then going to the Edison for the night.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
I'll go. Hey, for a $500 donation, I will go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and get made over. Y'all make it, but it's a one-time $500 donation, not a collection. One person's got to pony it up.
You have to collect.
Because I'll make that the first tier.
Outstanding.
So if y'all want to see me in a princess dress.
And if you want to see all of us in princess dresses,
we hit the goal. Hey, we hit the $3,500 goal before DDC ends. Terry, Joe, and myself will put on a princess dress and stand in front of the castle and have our picture made.
Sure.
It'll be Cinderella, Snow White, and Tinkerbell.
Whatever dresses we find that
whatever fits.
It's whatever the outlet had that would fit. It might look more like the Wicked Stepsisters.
Oh, good.
A purple. What would it be? A purple, blue, and a pink robe.
Yeah.
I think that's we can do.
Drizella.
But we'll try. I bet
Again,
Terry would look cute with some rose gold ears.
Keep in mind, guys, it's all for the kids. It's what we're doing it for.
Here.
Yeah. Remember the dude when we were looking for him, Terry, and the dudes were wearing the rose gold ears, and we were like, we don't think they understand that concept.
We're going to grab them for your daughters.
Exactly. We were going to take them away from them. I was like, they don't need them. David, just so you know what we're talking about, there was some big Brazilian dudes. Like, I mean, when I say big dudes, like Vin Diesel big type dudes, with their girlfriends wearing the rose gold ears.
You do what you got to do, man.
Joe's already got his own.
I got the Mickey bar ears.
That's all.
They're kind of sparkly, Joe. Sparkle.
Whatever you do,
I like the
get
fact that
these
it has
glasses.
the bow on it. So, see, guys, we're willing to do anything.
I got 2 of them.
Apparently, there's a hole in the bottom one.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, so again, guys, we're willing to do whatever it takes to raise the money. I mean,
Yeah.
I know some of you guys won't be able to be there. There's going to be quite a bit that are, but you know, for the ones that aren't there and you want to participate and see what's going on and watch the streams and stuff, we'll do our best to make everything available live while we're there. You know, Adam and I are constantly holding a phone up or putting it on a tripod or something. But again, there's going to be a cost to it, right? So we're probably going to put up a you know, a $100 or $200 some sort of primer that says we hit this goal, then the camera comes on. Camera doesn't come on until we hit that first goal, right? So we're just really trying to drive the money for the kids so that when not only do we make a good presentation at Give Kids the World while we're there, we also present them with, you know, a proverbial check, if you will, that the DisDads group has raised X amount of dollars for Give Kids the World on top of our time. So
yeah. And there's lots of things that we'll do. You know, if there's rare things that are at the park that you guys want somebody to go get, you know, that we can't find, you make a donation. Now, granted, you're going to have to pay for the item so that we can go find it. You know, you can PayPal one of us and we'll go pick it up. But then you're going to go make it, you know, a $25 donation and we'll go spend the afternoon trying to find whatever the heck it is you want us to find. You know, if you want us to go harass, I don't know, Feeney, pick a cast member, we'll go harass them. You know, we'll go serenade Feeney, stand below the poly platform and serenade Feeney.
absolutely.
I'll do that for $5.
I would just do that. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, it's for the children.
Anyway,
We got to get
children.
something out of it.
$5, sure.
$5 we'll go harass Feeney.
Yeah, and again, the souvenir type stuff, right? So I was just thinking, these ears, for a good example, are ones, you know, one of many that Ariel has. If there's something that's available in the parks that you guys want for your family, and here's my commitment on this. Something you want for one of your daughters, maybe a set of ears or something like that, without buying an entire, you know, shop full of stuff. On the first couple, if you would like a pair of Mickey ears, a special edition Mickey ears that are available that time, make that donation, and I'll buy the ears and ship them to you, right? So it's basically me making a donation to Give Kids the World and shipping you a pair of ears, but you're going to make the donation on my behalf, right? So it's things like that. I mean, without creating a shopping list a mile long, because really I don't want to spend $1,000 while I'm down there. But
I was gonna say I got a limited pool that I'll do that kind of stuff for. I'm with you, Joe. I'll do some of that. I know how much that I'm willing to donate during the course of the thing, and there's things I'll do, and there's things I'm planning on doing anyway. And you know, once that's gone, it's gone. But if there's something that you want us to do, I don't know. I mean, if you want to, you know, for less than, you know, whatever you want to see, you know, I don't know, Carl get his face painted up like a kitty cat, you know, pay for the face painting and make a donation to Give Kids the World, and we'll get Carl to do whatever.
right.
Actually, I owe Randall one, so all you got to do is make the donation, and I'll pay for the paint.
You know,
You're not talking about the Brookies, are you?
No, I owe Randall a face painting.
Okay.
So there's several things we're willing to do. Feeney's in Epcot now. Okay, well we can find him. You know, well, I don't know. We can see how many blood sausages at the British Pavilion that Carl can eat in an hour. We can pick some stuff. You know, we can have a sausage eating contest at Beer Garden that night. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
So you know, there's several things that we can do, and we'll do off of that. But you guys, if you'll help us come up with a list of things, and you can post it in the DDC chat on GroupMe. You can message them to me and Terry or Jeff or Joe, and let us know, and we'll try to make a list. But there's a lot of things that we'll be able to come up with for that. We're going to come up with several levels. We might even one night decide to go, as long as the donations are rolling, we'll do 24 hours straight. Might start it at the picnic that afternoon, you know, like before the picnic, and go through the next afternoon, and see if we can keep it rolling, you know. So it means, well, at some point in time, it means me or Joe one have got to be up running it. So
pretty much it's going to be a rolling telethon.
Yes, we're gonna, you know, think of us as your Jerry Lewis impersonators, and we're gonna try to do that starting from the Sunday we get down there till the Monday we leave. So let us know what you think. Come up with the items. I'll try to get a form up in the next couple of days so that we can collect that information about the items. Let us know your feedback on, you know, what do you think about the auction idea? What do you think about just doing the telethon idea? What do you think about us, you know, having some levels? What's the stuff you'd like to see some people do? Again, you know, we're not beyond pimping ourselves out here to try to get this goal. The goal is $3,500. I think we can do that pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's basically saying how we're going to let you start now.
Yeah.
And if we hit the goal, we'll have something, you know, that we'll do if we hit the goal. Maybe we need to raise the goal.
On the list of different stuff, and we'll publish that as soon as we have it done. We'll try to do that in the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, scrounge your house, or you rack your brain for ideas for things that you could auction off, be they Disney related or not, just things that you think that you know, this group of DisDads will bid on. Try to make it worthwhile. If it's something that you've got to mail, if it's a $2 item that's going to cost you $6 to mail, probably people aren't going to bid on it. So, you know, but if it's, you think it's going to generate money, then put it up. And just remember, the shipping costs are on you too. So that's why I say, you know, make sure it's worthwhile doing. And just we'll put up those links of that document that Carl was talking about as soon as we get that through, and
we'll do that because basically we're opening up the. How soon can we open up the donation page, Adam?
The donation page is open.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're pretty much taking donations now. The auction part of it's going to start after we get the items donated, or a list of items donated. We're looking to start listing them in November so that we can have that auction. You know, the page is open, and they're going to close fairly regularly at the beginning of the DDC. Each item's going to close so that you have a chance to bid each item. We're going to tier them, and once we get everything listed. But as far as everything else, that's going to go on the whole DDC as far as shenanigans. So pay to play. will be available the whole time.
Yeah.
So
just remember, there are some things. If you want us to be your personal shopper,
you got to pay for the items.
Something that's time consuming like that, that's not going to be available for us to do on picnic day. We're busy. But
Sunday,
we're there early and we're there late. So, just take that into consideration. And yeah, Jeff was asking the question of if we should look for ideas for shenanigans that we could do. Yeah, we're open to it.
I think we're going to let Darcy drink 1 ounce of Beverly for every $10 that gets donated within a small window.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. We can do that if we're. God, that's going to kill us on keto.
I said Darcy.
Darcy,
not us.
yeah.
Oh, get Darcy to do that. Yes, that's a great
Darcy
idea.
gets you 1 ounce of Beverly for every $10 that are donated within a period of time.
And I'll drink one with you, Darcy, so you don't have to drink alone.
And if you come up with an idea when we're down there of something you'd like to see us do, send a message to us.
David will.
Will you do this? Will you do this for $15? No, but we'll do it for 30. All right, $30 donated. All right, we're off.
So guys, you're kind of that kind of gives you a good idea of what we're thinking here, and really, like I said, with the sheer number of guys that we have in the group, and talking about this, I don't think that $3,500 is really going to be that difficult to hit, especially considering we've got 3 months to do it.
Right.
Yeah. And Carl, you're gonna post that when the auction stuff and all that. You'll do that on the main page.
I'm going to post the format on the main page. Then we'll put in the document as soon as that's the editable document. As soon as that's up, and we'll get Randall a link of that so he can post that over on the disc. And basically just laying out the time format of when we're looking for the donations, when the auction will start, saying that the open money donations are available, currently. Give a rough estimate of like the breakdown of when the auctions will close, how they'll close. Basically sum it all up in writing. Oh, somebody posted something. We'll pretty much sum it all up, and we'll get that onto the page tomorrow or Friday, so we can start rolling with this. Because we're at the end of September. Like I said, if everyone's, if they say, hey, we don't want to do it, we'll just donate money, so be it. If the interest is there for the auction, we're going to run with it. I know I'm personally looking, which is more of like a DVC, will benefit DVC, but, putting up some points. So it may be more of a targeted selection of people, but we'll see how it rolls.
Nice.
So, enough points to get you 3 nights in a DVC resort. If you're a DVC member, transfer points right over. So that transaction would be a lot easier through DVC members, but we'll see. We'll see what the interest is in it. But we're going to get it started and get it posted so we can start getting some feedback on it and see how it rolls from there.
Yep. Good idea.
Great idea, Carl. Thanks.
So I wanted to touch on something. Adam brought up the conversation around the Give Kids the World team page. So he set up a DisDads Club team page on the Give Kids the World fundraising site. You can go search and find it out there. There's 2 aspects to this. One is the donations, right? You can donate to anybody on the team, or I believe you can donate to the team itself if you just want to give money to raise the bar of what we're trying to give to Give Kids the World. If you want to become a team member, you can sign up and join the team, and then it lets you set your own personal goal of how much money you want to raise. So if you got family members you want to share your own personal team with or your own personal page with when you sign in, or maybe coworkers at work. I know a lot of enterprise organizations do donation matching. I know I do that every year for Carl, because Carl does the Special Olympics. And the Special Olympics is a national organization that my company recognizes and does donation matching for. So I believe Give Kids the World probably shows up in that list for most organizations. So we can, like I said, we'll get the information together and do whatever it takes for you to raise that fund, to raise the money that you want to set for your own personal goal if you join the team. So I just wanted to let you know that that was an option as well too. Or as well, you can just donate if that's all you want to contribute from that perspective of it. But I wanted to bring that up. There are options.
Guess I better get my Special Olympics fundraising in before this DTC kicks off, huh?
So any other questions, guys? We've been going through everything that David had, and then we covered the intro questions. So we're going to start doing that a little more through the next couple of Rum Ramblings that we do. We're going to do kind of the 10 intro questions and get to know the panelists here, and then we'll get to know some of the guys that are coming. We'll host a call-in so that we can do those guys' interviews, and maybe we'll bring them on Skype if they want to do that. But we'll do the same questions for other people that are going to be in the party room house and at DDC, so everybody can get to know each other before that week shows up.
On that line, do we want to do Carl while we got him here?
Yeah, why not? Just a few quick questions, and again, Carl should be able to answer those pretty quick.
Awesome. Carl, what's your name?
Village Idiot.
Village
For those
Idiot.
that don't know me, I'm the Village Idiot.
Where do you live?
I live in Levittown, Pennsylvania, just north of Philadelphia.
Okay. And is that where you're from?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was born born in Germany, actually, but I was raised a few miles away from here.
Okay. What do you do?
I do wheelchair. What's that?
Yeah. What do you do for a living?
I pretty much do wheelchair access. So wheelchair accessible kitchens, bathrooms, wheelchair lifts, get people in and out of their homes, ramps, you name it, anything that does with, getting access to people.
Yeah. That's awesome. So including is it ramps and access, or do you modify existing spaces?
Modify existing homes as far as handrails, like I said, wheelchair accessible bathrooms, just handicap kitchens, wheelchair kitchens, widened doorways, ramps, vertical lifts to get them up, up to their house so they ain't doing steps, interior residential elevators. So pretty much nuts and bolts.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And how many kids do you have, and how old are they?
I only have 5, 26, 21, 19, 16, and 14.
Yeah.
So
Now
your
we
wife's
know why,
got one more.
now we know why Carl likes to go to DDC by himself.
yes, two in college.
What's your favorite rum drink?
My favorite. I don't really drink rum drinks, but if I do,
That's good stuff. That private stock is pretty good stuff.
Captain Coke. Although now I switched over to Captain and Dr. Pepper, since how somebody told me that Dr. Pepper.
It brings out the spices. It really, it's awesome.
Yes. So.
What's a dad thing that you do?
Oh man, I'm freaking 50 years old. I've been through all the ropes. Just about everything. You name
You're
it.
almost
I've done it.
what a granddad thing do you do? You're almost there.
Yeah. That's, I'm not there yet, but Just anything, Been through all the sports, been through the Girl Scouts, been through the Boy Scouts, helping with the band, just you name it. So now it's basically cooling down and the kids just want to go fishing.
As an outside observer, I think he's really good at making children.
Not too bad.
He knows what he's doing.
I've had my share.
And where's your love of Disney come from, Carl?
I don't know what started it, to be honest with you. It's just something. Yeah, I can't even remember where it started, to be honest. Just something doing when we were little. My wife did it a few times, when she was young. And, can't really pinpoint what started it. All I can say is I'm old school Disney. I'm not this freaking Avengers, all this old garbage. That's not Disney to me, but I'm old school Disney.
Well, I know you love it because whenever I've seen you there, you're pretty relaxed.
Except for last year.
Yeah. Well, last year you had a hell of a trip down and everything else going on. And you get to the Disney parks pretty often, don't you? Like once or twice a year?
Usually try once a year.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice. Yeah, depending on, we'll be there in January, and then we'll be back there in June, and then back in April.
Yeah.
So some years more than other.
Have you made it out to Disneyland? I can't remember if you've made it out there or.
We were talking about doing that while in Vegas because my wife found out it was only a 4.5 hour drive, but we nixed it and we said we'll wait and do it. When we can really put the time into it and enjoy it better.
Totally worth it. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't want to rush it and do a 1 day, 6 hour little thing.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
It's good to do at least 3 days there the first time there just to. Yeah.
Right.
And have you been to every DDC?
No, I missed 2 of them. I've been to 1, 2, 4.
No, you missed 4.
And 6.
Oh, okay.
Did I miss 4?
Yeah, 4 was the Grand Villa.
Okay, so then I made 5 and 6? No.
Yeah, 5 was the beginning of the picnic. 6 was last year.
Yeah.
1, 2, 5, and 6.
There you go.
5 was the boardwalk experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you most looking forward to at this convention?
Basically, just doing a lot of nothing. Just meeting the new guys. I mean, a lot of new guys coming in. The house is actually throwing a new curveball into it, so that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, new experience.
Yeah, whole new, different experience. In the past, we tried to get the party rooms and whatnot, but I think the house is going to really change things up and adds a whole new perspective to it.
And for the first time in 6 years, there's actually a pool table available in the house.
Yeah, we've been talking. We're going to do some things that we talk about every year, but never really, follow through with it. We talk about going to shoot pool, this, that, and the other thing, or trying to get which one has the pool table in it? Nakadani or Jambo has
Jambo
it.
House. Yeah.
Jambo. Yeah, but there's always talk about trying to do that, and finally we just pulling the house together with the pool table in it for some social events. So just hanging around. I want to hit Cali Grill. I want to do. Last year was kind of dead for me. It was like I really wasn't there. but I want to just take parts in the activities and do a lot more this year.
Yeah.
So I am a quiet guy, you know. I kind of hide out and keep to myself, shy guy. So. But,
yeah.
So if someone will make a $200 donation, we will not let Carl eat a Dole Whip the whole time he's there.
You better raise that price up, man. You know what? I won't even tell you where
that's got to be a lot more than 200.
Well, no. Then we're going to set it that Carl has to make a $500 donation, and we let him eat all he wants.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Dole Whips are Joe's Mickey bars. So,
yep.
I mean, I can put a hurting on the Mickey bars, but I'll take a Dole Whip over the Mickey bar. That's my go-to.
Yeah,
my go-to.
Dole Whip.
Say it again, Dave.
Pure Dole Whip or Dole Whip float? When you say Dole Whip, what are you talking about?
I'm the float. I'm a float guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Float.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm an adult float guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've graduated to the pineapple upside down cake float that has DisDads water in it.
The cake was too dry.
That, but we'll give it a shot. Anything's worth trying, but unless it passes my muster, I don't know what has to have my approval. So,
all right, guys. Well, I think we've entered into the rambling part.
Yep.
Yeah.
End up here every time.
we ended it. That's why we call it this. But I think we're going to go ahead and wind it down before it gets too rambly. I'm going to try to do a few live things next week. I'm actually going to be in and around, maybe if I can sneak in some time around conference work next week.
Bastard.
It's even worse when somebody else is paying for me to go, Terry.
I love you, man, but I hate you. You understand.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna be spending more time over at the dark side because that's where the conference is. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna try Saturday and Sunday to do a little bit because I'm not taking the class on Sunday that the other guys are taking. So we'll see if I can get a few live videos and do a few things and maybe kick off a few things. But man, we're getting close.
I know.
Getting there.
We're
gotta get that pass ordered.
We're 3 weeks into football season. About to be 4. Fourth Saturday of college football. 4 out of 12. 4 out of 12. I mean, that means we're 1/4 of the way into this. 1/3 of the way into this.
Third, yeah.
1/3 of the way into football season.
It's already
getting there. And
it's already been
Joe,
an interesting opener.
You're Irish, man. Come on, they got to pick it up to make this a really interesting football night.
Yeah, they need to get. I need to send them a note and say, "Look, I'm working on a DDC night in Disney, and you guys got to step the game up because it's not looking good."
Yeah.
You can't be squeaking by Vandy. I mean, come on.
Of all schools, Vanderbilt and Ball State.
I can talk to our Temple Owls.
All right. Well, guys, this has been fun. We're probably going to try to step up the frequency of these. I think what we talk about maybe doing bi-weekly.
I think so. Yeah, just so we can get at least introduce everybody. Some of the shows might just be introducing guys and not updating any information, but it's a good time frame to do that.
Yep. Yeah. So attendees, we will be reaching out to the attendees, not just the house guests, but all the attendees that we have a list of, which is one of the reasons why I wanted you to go out and fill in the registration stuff. I guess I need to add your Skype ID to that form. Maybe I'll go do that before we get off here if people hadn't filled it out.
Yeah, if you don't have a Skype ID, then we can set up the phone line and just let you do a call in. But
yeah, we've got a phone call system that we can use.
Yeah, just email one of us a picture of you.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
it's been a real pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me on. It's
Well,
great to
David,
interact with all of you.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you so much for setting all this up and for coming in as a guest lead speaker here and that. So
I'm always willing to be a guinea pig. It's nice to know you. You guys are awesome.
Dave.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers to you. You guys are awesome. I want to be like you when I grow up. That's all I'm saying.
Me too.
Oh, we don't grow up.
Well, apparently you're living the dream, man.
Yeah, you're.
I love my sugar mama.
I gotta get up and go to work in the morning.
Amen. That's all I can say. Amen.
All right, guys. So again, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, everybody that's been on. I saw 13, 14 people at any given time in the live chat. Thanks for sticking with us through the whole show. We're at the hour and 25-minute mark here. So again, we're going to close it down. We'll be back in maybe 2 weeks. We'll do another live show, and you guys can catch us then. So stay tuned on the page and look for the notification. And again, if you're going to the DDC and part of the party room specifically, look forward to us to reach out to you to get some information. If you don't have Skype, that's okay. You can set one up if you want. If you don't want to do the Skype thing, then we'll just let you call in, send us a photo so we can at least share an image of your mug for everybody else to see. Again, I'm Joe Masters.
Thanks again, Carl, for setting up the auction. And guys, donate your items. Come up with ideas over the next while.
Adam Dale, glad you guys were here. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks.
Terry?
Ahoy, mateys.
Carl?
Just look towards the site for the postings of the guidelines for this. And thanks for your time.
And thanks to our special guest, David Van Cleve. Thanks, David.
Yes,
Shiver
Dave.
me timbers.
Cheers again. We could just keep toasting David all night.
Yep.
All right, guys. This has been brought by the DisDads Club, Disney Vacation Club resorts we stay at, and we do this for viewers like you. Thanks.